Ready? Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of Movies and Us. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is...
You just gonna skip right over my intro? Is that what this is?
And this is...
Oh, I'm TJ.
TJ, and we are the movie review podcast that reviews genre movies sometimes from the beginning. And this week we're reviewing the movie Sing Street from 2016. How was that?
This is why, when I decided to do this podcast with Marcus, I thought, I get a film student to, do me, because he can do, like, the editing and all this other stuff, but I never considered the downsides of it.
The downsides?
Like, this shit right here that he just did, and... the fact that he chose this movie, because this is a hiatus movie, because we're on break for 4 weeks, essentially. So we're each choose a movie that we get to pick and watch. Because, it was a break from the thing. So he chooses this Disney Channel movie.
Oh, come on. You know it was a good movie.
But yeah, this is exactly what a film student would choose. What do you review for movies? Oh, we do superhero movies. And wait, you all of a sudden you're just doing some random musical out of nowhere? Yep, this is what happens when you do it with a film student.
This is not a musical. Would you consider this movie a musical, honestly?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But it is wildly different from what,
Yes.
No one thinks, hey, let's go review Sing Street.
Now, who thinks that? People of taste.
Is that what they do?
Yes, not these dumb egg suckers who listen to superhero movie reviews. No, I needed to change it up a little bit, okay? I was tired of seeing people getting shot and punched and whatever. I was tired of seeing 5-minute chase scenes that led to nothing.
I'm just saying, this is exactly what you get when you decide to do it with a pretentious film student.
Oh, I am not pretentious. I did have pretentious picks. You saw the other one I was going to pick.
I'm just saying, there's a taste and a caliber that goes with a film student.
Yeah, so I can't completely argue against that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing Sing Song, Street City.
Street. You respect the name.
Sing Street, Street City. I don't know.
Like I said,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna tune out most of this episode.
Yeah, he's still doing his pun, people, so don't worry.
Get it, tune out.
Yeah. Well, this movie was released in 2016.
Was it?
Yes. It was directed, written by, and screenplay by John Carney. Produced by, oh man, there's a few names on here. Anthony Bregman, John Carney himself, Kevin Scott Frakes, Christian Grass, Martina Nilman, Raj Brinder Badad, and Paul Tridgebitz. By the way, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so bear with me, people. It stars, even harder names for me to say, Ferdia Walsh-Pillow, Lucy Boynton, Maria Doyle Kennedy, oh god, Aidan Gillen. Gillen? Okay, I was going to say Gillian. Jack Raynor, and Kelly Thornton. What else do we need to know? Produced by? No. Runtime's 106 minutes. It was made in Ireland, United States, and United Kingdom. What's up?
Hour 45 for,
For you people who can't break down the math. The budget was $4 million. It made $13 million.
13.6.
Yes, 13.6 million. Sorry. Which isn't too bad, honestly, for a movie of this caliber. The box office for 2016, from 10 to 1. Most of it's superhero movies. So Suicide Squad, Deadpool, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, The Secret Life of Pets, The Jungle Book, Zootopia, Finding Dory, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, and top one was Captain America: Civil War, grossing $1.5 billion. I'm sorry, $1.1 billion. And yeah, that's the domestic stuff. Anything to add, TJ?
What? I wasn't paying attention.
Man, my feelings are hurt to the did. Yeah, this movie. Well, I guess we're getting through the reviews. Anything else I should do before continuing?
No, I think you could just jump into it. I think I got everything that we needed to say out of the way.
Yeah, serenade the viewers. We worked down who's in it, who made it, how much it made. Yeah,
let's just recap the recap, why don't we?
Yeah, I'm just thinking there's nothing much, there was nothing behind the scenes worth mentioning, honestly.
No.
It's just I guess you would call this indie because it was only made by $4 million, so it's definitely an indie film. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I did find out. I was reading through the description. They made a stage play out of this movie.
I did see
I thought
that.
It was pretty. Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, it's your show. Take it away.
No, you gotta say break a leg. Whatever. So we're gonna begin the movie by fading out of black and up to a kid singing.
So there's a problematic thing I saw right in the beginning.
What did you see as problematic?
Before even the movie starts.
Oh, the production company, I guess?
Weinstein Company made this.
Yes, well, they produced a lot, and I mean a lot of movies.
But this is like right on the cusp of everything.
Was it 2016 where the Me Too movement started happening?
I don't know, but I know it was within those couple of years with Harvey Weinstein and everything.
Yeah. No, I thought the same thing when I saw, like, ooh, that's not a good taste in the mouth.
Yeah.
But would you want to add anything onto that, or no?
No, I just want to say there was a problematic start to it.
Yeah, well, that's the
same. Because now anytime anyone sees that name, they're going to wince a little bit.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, man, they got to do something with that logo. Like, they got to just take that name off it, maybe keep the picture. I don't know. How am I supposed to segue out of that, TJ? Come on.
I had to mention it.
Why?
Because it was noticeable. Anytime that name came on the screen, I saw it.
We do not condone what he did, or ever condone what he did.
I don't condone it. He's even a person.
He's technically, by legal standards, a person.
Is he?
Yeah, because then how we go try him? We don't try non-people, right? Oh, I got a question.
Did you know?
Yeah.
That in Pennsylvania, a man brought a lawsuit against Satan.
Why did he do that? Because
he says Satan had put obstacles in his path and has been trying to tempt him and hold him back his entire life. This is a real court case, and the judge threw out the case not because it was ridiculous, but because they didn't have because Satan doesn't have an address they could deliver the subpoena to.
That's so stupid. That is so stupid. I'm not to bash anyone's religion, but that's just really stupid.
I'm just saying. So if Satan can be sued,
that's stupid. That's really okay. My question for you: we're gonna talk comic books real quick. Comic books,
okay.
Before we get into this movie review, I don't know how I feel about that. It's so dumb. So, like, act of God. What's that in legal terms?
An act of God is something that is not. It is a natural disaster that is unpredictable, essentially.
And so is that like uninsurable, I guess? Like, if they don't cover act of God.
That is uninsurable. Which I don't understand.
Why?
How isn't everything the act of God according to that? If they're going to define an act of God's as, an act of God, which means that religion exists, so technically everything he did is an act of God, so technically you would have to insure everything.
Exactly. And this is going down to my point. Let's say in the superhero world, when the Superman exists and he does some devastation, does insurance cover it if they count him as an act of God? Because he's like, some people might view him as a god and start following him as a god, and the Church of Superman might exist, or whatever superhero.
They wouldn't classify it as an act of God at that point when there's so many superheroes and stuff around. And I think they even tackle this a little bit in comics. They would do superhero insurance, like something along those lines, like catastrophic disaster from superhuman events or something like that.
No, wow.
And because it's such a mainstream thing, it's like you can get flood insurance, and that's an act of God essentially. But something like a true act of God is something that's completely and utterly unpredictable. Essentially, that's what I think how they define it.
Now, let's say you just said superhero, like from a super being, correct?
Yes.
That causes that insurance.
Superhuman, I should say.
So let's say Batman does some devastation to somewhere. He's not superhuman. He's just a rich billion. So will that insurance cover him, his damages to your property, or no?
Well, it depends on what he's doing.
Let's say he's just doing his Batmobile, the tumbler across the town. And he just runs over your vehicle to get to the Joker.
That's what your car insurance is for.
Are they going to cover that?
They would have to in Gotham.
Well, let's say it's like his first night out.
That's not an act of God. That's essentially a hit-and-run driver.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That just sounds ridiculous, but okay.
You're the one bringing real world stuff into comic books.
Yeah, because I want to break that crap down. I was curious. I was thinking about the other day, and I figured you would know some of this at least. Okay, let's get to the non-superhero movie real quick and get this review going. So like I
Oh
said,
wow, you want to get through this movie pretty quick, huh?
No, I don't. I just want to get past the superhero stuff because this is not a superhero day. We're talking about Sing Street.
I never brought up superhero once.
You didn't. You didn't.
I'm the comic book guy.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Hey, Marcus. What is Beethoven doing now?
What is Beethoven doing now, TJ?
He's decomposing.
That's funny. That's so stupid. So the movie Sing Street from 2016.
Technically, though, that's not even accurate. Because he'd probably be dust by now. He'd probably just be some dust in a coffin. The decomposing stage had already passed at some point.
Oh man, yeah, you're right. You're really right about that. That's good.
I don't know. This is random fact day, I guess.
It makes people stretch their minds and make them think and exercise. Like, why are we listening to these two idiots? Okay, so we pass the Weinstein credit opening. We open up to a room and it's a kid playing the guitar, singing happy, uplifting tunes, but not really. He's singing. His parents are fighting in the other room across, and he's just singing what they're saying, just trying to tune them out, I guess. And I want to introduce the characters by name right now because I'm going to forget the names later. The main character name is Connor. His brother's name is Brandon. His sister's name's Anna, I believe, right?
Anne,
okay. There's the mom, which I don't think she has a name, or they don't say it. And there's a dad who the older brother Brandon calls Robert, because that's his name, because he doesn't
Nope, it's not his name. It's not his name at all.
What's his name?
His name Littlefinger.
Yeah, it's Littlefinger, everyone. But before we get to meet them, Connor, the main kid, is singing, gets a guitar, and his mom and dad are fighting. And then we cut to...
Alright, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yes, what's up?
It was at this point that I put down my notebook and stopped taking notes.
Why?
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take notes. I had to pay attention to the movie. I was like, okay, I gotta really be paying attention to what's going on here. So I just put my book down and said, screw it, I'm just gonna watch it.
I had a feeling that would happen just because of the singing, and it's in Ireland, so their dialect is very different, I guess.
Well, I'm Irish. I didn't have trouble with the dialect or anything like that. But this is a movie that if you're going to review properly with notes, you have to watch it twice, and I wasn't doing that. So I was just like, I guess we're just going to go through this without notes. I hope Marcus did the work on this one, because this is his review, not mine. Yep. So I just sat back and watched the movie.
I'm glad you did that, because I actually wrote down notes. So I want to see what your reviews at the end of this going to be. Yeah, any movie I'm going to pick, it's going to be not a heavy movie, but it's going to be something like this, more non-superhero-y. That's what I was saying.
You cut away from the abusive parents.
Oh, it's just Dublin 1980.
That's not fair. They're not abusive. They're just
going through marital problems.
They don't like each other. They don't seem to be like terrible to their kids or anything.
No. And
there is some abusive parents in this, though.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to them. That's my thing about this movie. We'll get to later on throughout the movie. But I'm going to say up front, besides the few main characters they actually go deep into, if you want to call it deep, most of the other characters are like just caricatures. Like, they're just there. Like, they're not over-the-top caricatures, but they're just like, this is so-and-so, this is their thing, that's going to be their thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, most of the characters, like, the focus on, at least the kid characters that are not bullies.
Yeah.
They're relatable. They're good characters, you know? They're,
yes.
What am I trying to say? Hey, you're invested in them. Even I felt bad for the sister of the two brothers in this.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, she didn't get a lot of screen time, but, you know, she seemed to be like the only one with really a head on her shoulder trying to do something.
Yeah, and the family around her is falling apart.
Yeah, so...
This movie is all its heavy tones in it. It's still like an uplifting, good movie, feel-good movie, would you say?
I'm not telling you that because you're just trying to get me to tell you if I liked it or not.
No. It's why I'm honest what your review is. Why we're doing this.
We're going to do it at the end.
But yes, this movie's placed in Dublin in 1985. So it is, I guess you would call it a period piece, the 80s. Yeah. But they go over the Irish coming into Dublin and how it was an issue, I guess, back then. I don't really do any research because I don't care. But yeah, the family...
Well, there's a lot of Irish leaving for London.
That's what that is?
Yeah, it was a poor period. I think my Irish history is a little rusty, honestly. But I know there were a lot of people leaving for London. London's like the big city you go to get out of the small town, essentially.
Kind of like how New York or
Yeah.
what's California? LA is?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Do you know the reason why they were doing that, or just...
Oh, I'm sure it was something. Like I said, I don't want to start quoting facts. Like, I know the IRA was a big deal, but I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know how bad they were back then. I know there was a lot of poverty times in there. Again,
Yes.
I'm not really sure.
That's that. The poverty thing is definitely like a big thing in this movie. So if you guys want to know more, just go to Google or read a book. Don't be idiots. So, yeah, the mom and dad sit down with the kids before breakfast before they go to his school, and they're like, "Hey kids, yeah, we're going through tough times, money's tight, etc., etc. So we're gonna rearrange where you guys are going to school at. So instead of going to school you're used to going to, you're going to take you to a Christian school. It's a better
Well,
school, but what?"
No, it's not a better school.
No, that's what they're saying to them. But the brother, Brandon, who I like a lot in this movie,
Yes, I did too.
yeah, he's undercutting the dad because he does not respect the dad. He's like, "Yeah, listen, bro and sis, they're going to take you to a crap school. No respect. You're going to
Well,
have
not
like,
the
terrible
sister, just the brother.
Oh, what's cool? Is she the brother's the youngest, right? The main character's the youngest, Connor.
Yes.
And Brandon's the oldest, and I guess she's the middle child.
Yes.
Now, is she headed to college, I guess, or uni, wherever is there? I didn't pick up what she was doing.
I don't know actually because she seems younger,
Yeah.
but she's not. She's like the oldest brother is a college dropout,
Yes.
but he's only 15.
He's
So I guess
15?
yeah.
The older brother?
No, the main character.
Okay. Like, there's no way. Okay.
The main character's only 15,
Yes.
so I would guess she has to be 16 or 17.
Okay. Because I know she's like trying to become an architect or something with like artsy stuff like that. They were saying. But yeah, the little brother, Connor, younger brother, he is going to be going to a Christian boys' school, or just a Christian school. I don't know. Is it a boys' school?
It's a boys' school. There's not a single girl in that school.
Yeah, just no, but at the dance store, girls though.
Yeah, but I think that was the girl equivalent of that school.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? And that dance wasn't even in real life.
No.
Oh, the dance at the end.
Yeah, the real dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it was the Christian equivalent.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. The street that. Okay.
Yeah, because they do that in Christian schools. When they have dances, they have the boys' schools and the girls' schools have.
Yes. So the street that the school's on that he's going to is named Synge Street, Synge, Synge, I guess, Street. And so yeah, he's introduced to the school. He's walking through, and he's just culture shock for the kid. He is seeing fights, kids getting dunked on, like heads in the water, people smoking cigarettes. Even though the pastor, the priest, whoever runs the school, like, he's drinking alcohol as he's teaching the kids. It's just not what he wanted to do.
You said smoking cigarettes, but everybody in this movie smokes cigarettes.
Everyone. The kids, the moms, the dads, everyone smokes cigarettes.
It's not even like a thing in this. It's just like something everyone does.
Okay, so Connor's trying to make friends. So he's talking to the kid, and he's like, he says something that's like piss off, whatever, some weird Dublin slang. And so yeah, he's walking to another class, and then the boy of the school, which is Barry, his name is, offers him up a cigarette. I was like, I don't smoke. Connor's like, he's like fast on his feet, I guess, fast on his mind. So he's just lying. Like, I had two earlier today, so I don't need any. He's like, Barry's like, come on to the bathroom. We can smoke in here. It's out of the teacher's sight. Offers him the cigarette. Connor refuses, and then Barry pulls out a slingshot and holds it to Connor's head. And he's like, okay, I heard you're queer. So, by the way, there's a lot of terms like that in this movie. And he says, I heard you're one of those, so, just dance for me. You think it's going to go really darker than that, but this movie does not get heavy like that at all, thankfully. He's like, just dance for me, do a jig. And the Connor starts like, okay, starts doing a weird dance. I'm like, no hands, etc., etc., etc. And then Barry wanted Connor to go into the stall, drop his trousers, and do more of a dance. So Connor's like, I'm not doing that, and just walks out. Or no, he's like, I'm not doing that. And Barry's like, are you sure? And then Connor's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And so Barry's like, okay. And just walks out. I guess he was just testing him. So after that sequence, they cut back to the house, nighttime, it's family night together. And the big bro sets them all down. They're all watching, I guess, MTV. And a music video from Duran Duran comes up. And he's just breaking down why it's actually a good video and why it's a good band. While the dad and the mom are like, this new stuff was not for us. Sis is over there taking notes, and the young kid Connor is like, man, this is really inspirational. It's obvious, like from this part, like you can see that Brandon's a big influence to Connor. And it's a good bro for him.
Just like
I'm gonna cut most of these out, TJ.
Just like the world's smallest reptile was reported in 2021.
Oh, whatever. Cut to the next day at school. The Brandon Connor has a run-in with the head priest's father of, and he sits Connor down and says, "Hey man, your shoes, they're brown. That's not cool here. I don't like that." And Connor's like, "I didn't know." It's like, "Okay, well, guess what? So you have these shoes on, take them off, go around today barefooted or in socks." Like, what? It sets up that the head priest is pretty much an asshole. Fast forward to lunchtime. Barry, being Barry, is going to pick on Connor for being new. Connor ain't cool with that. Fast forward even further. Connor's leaving class, it looks like, and he runs into the main female protagonist. Her name is, I can't even say this name, Rafina? Rafina. And he's like love at first sight. He's like a brave.
What do you have against the Irish? I mean, come on.
Is that a common name in Ireland?
I don't know.
It's like the Rachel, I guess?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Celtic, actually.
Rafina?
Yeah, I think it's more Celtic, which is Irish, but I think it's more of a classic name than it is a more common today name. But it is an Irish name, I believe.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not a bad name. It's just I'm not used to the name, obviously. But anyways, Connor's talking up Rafina, trying to get who are over, and he's like, from what he heard, she's a model. He met a kid. The kid's his redheaded. His name is Darren.
Do you want another fact?
No, I don't. The kid's name is Darren, who met him up. So, yeah, that girl over there, she's a model. And so Connor goes there and meets her up. It's Rafina. And so he's trying to move her over. And she's like, I'm an interested kid. Just do your thing. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm in a band, actually. And we need a model for a music video. And she's like, oh, what kind of band are you in? He's like, futuristic pop, blah, blah, blah. And he sings for her to woo her over. And she's like, okay, kid. Well, here's my number. Call me when the video's being shot. And this is like the whole motivation why he starts a band. So he goes back to Darren. Darren's like, hey, man, I know a guy who like plays all the instruments. I got you. He meets up his new friend, Aiden?
Heyman.
What is it?
Heyman, Hamen, or A-N.
Thank you. Because I tried really hard to pick up what their names were, and I was like, man, these guys are saying some weird accents. So Heyman, and his deal is his dad.
So insensitive you are. Hey, what do you get when you throw a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor. I tricked you with a pun.
It was pretty. Do better next time. So Hayden's deal is they're meeting. He's got all these instruments.
That wasn't a fact.
He's got drum set, guitar, bass, keyboards, bongos, everything. He has all these because his dad's in a cover band, and he travels with all the music. And the kid pretty much gets all basic. He knows how to play most of these things. So it was like, cool. But now they're sitting down like, we need some more people in this band. Who else do we know? I know, black kid. Like, he knows must know how to play something. And I just love, like...
Oh, wait. Marcus, what? Do you know how to play an instrument?
Yes, I do, TJ.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
So it's true then, right?
Yeah, I know how to play a few instruments, yeah. Okay, we like music. So they post signs for the band meeting, so, like, all throughout the school. And they go after they do, they go meet the kid. Like, hey, are you Mrs. Whatever the hell? She's like, yeah, no, down the road. She's like, no, of course I am. I'm like, who other black family lives here? Come on, kids, come in here. You know my son, Ninja, as Ngig.
Ninja.
Like, yeah, it's like, man,
he throws Chinese stars in the nighttime.
Yeah, the shurikens, right? Do you guys call them, you nerds?
Yeah, shurikens, sure.
Yes. And the kids are all having a meeting about the band and what they should do.
You would think I would know that since I do a whole show on anime.
Yes, and the only reason I know that actually is to watch the crap out of Naruto as a kid. These kids are having to meet in the back thing, and it's like they're all just chain smoking. I think it's just great seeing kids smoke cigarettes. It's fantastic. They're having to meet like, hey, what kind of music should we play, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What can you play? Who can you play, et cetera, et cetera. Then you move on. They're like all writing down songs, and the next scene is they actually do a recording, right? They do like a cover of a song. I forget what song it is. They do a recording of a song.
I don't know. Whatever it is, they butchered it though.
It was bad, which is realistic. It's the first song they were played. Like they are off key, off tune.
What's even more unrealistic is that they get really good really quick after that.
They do, and of every song they get like leagues better, and I like that actually. But yeah, Connor sits down, shows it to her brother. Him and his brother hang out a lot, and I like that the brotherly bond. In this, even at the end of the movie, it says dedicated to all the brothers out there. So this movie's about brotherhood, and so yeah, the big bro whose room is just all records. It's just a lounge room. It's like a stoner's heaven in the '80s, I assume. And he's just listening to Connor's and his bandmates' terrible cover of the song. And as it's over, he just takes a disc up, goes to the door, starts swinging it open, and Connor's like, "What are you doing, man? That's letting the stink out. This song sucked." Throws it on the ground, or smashes it. Like, I need you to do better. Here's some new albums. Listen to stuff. This is your homework. This is your school from now on.
So the main character plays the guitar, right?
He plays guitar and sings, yes.
So why was he late for his gig?
God, are you doing a pun?
Because he got caught in a jam.
Oh, in a jam. Okay. Ha. Ha ha.
See how I tied it into the movie?
That was terrible. Anyways, after the bro and him had their sit down, like, here has your music and all that, Connor then goes to his new friend, his main friend is Hayden. They got all the instruments and all that. And he sits down, starts jamming it out, like, hey man, we gotta write some lyrics and all that, write our own stuff, we're not doing covers anymore. And like his inspiration is Rafina. That's who most of his songs are about.
He pretty much writes songs about the people around him.
Yeah, like his life. Rafina, the top priest, mom and dad doing their thing, like everything. Everything's affecting him straight in the song. So, which is how writers do the thing. As Hayden and the main character Connor are talking and jamming out, they have beforehand, all the kids while they're smoking, they were trying to brainstorm the band name. And the name they come up with is Sing Street. Because,
Moonquakes.
Title.
Moonquakes.
Moonquakes? What's Moonquakes?
Apparently the moon has moonquakes. That's just a random fact for you. You asked me what they named the band, and I couldn't remember. So I went with Moonquakes.
Oh, the name is Sing Street.
Which is a better name.
That sounds like a name you call a fat person walk down the road. Hey, look, there's moonquakes over there. No one. Oh, I'm gonna get fat email hate probably.
Because you're self-conscious about your weight doesn't mean you have to take it out on my awesome band name.
I love who I am. That's my belly, people. The belly. Bongos. Anyway.
Are you blushing right now? Are you blushing?
No, I'm not Russian.
Only human can blush. Did you know that?
By the way, there's like a pattern they do in this movie. So like, big bro talk. Big bro hands little bro albums. After albums are handed to little bro, he goes to Hayden. They do like a little jam session. Then they go to record a music video, and then they do like they sound better all together, the whole band, and then rinse repeat. Trauma happens, albums, etc., etc., etc. So there is a lot of redundancy in this movie, but it never feels too redundant.
And that's why you're doing this review, because I would have been done by now.
I know you would have. You're just not a cool person.
I just summarize more than you do. Did you know that the wood frog...
Well, you keep doing this shit. You keep doing this. I'm cutting most of this out, by the way. You should talk all you want.
Did you know that the wood frog can hold its pee up for 8 months?
Yeah, so anyway, now that they did their little jam session...
You better not cut out a single one!
I'm cutting them. They're going to do the first ever music video. And they're all hyped. They're all like, yeah, cool, first music video. What should we wear here? They all brought their own costumes. I actually laughed at this scene, too. This is a great scene. The little kids are arguing, yeah, I got a cowboy outfit and everything. And they're like the village people? Yeah, we just gave up the village people. This is cool stuff, man. Brought my own little wolf fangs. The other guys brought, 80s blouses, I guess you would call it. Whatever they're wearing, there's just bad outfits. They're all, mismatched. Their girl comes in, she's actually looking like a little model. She's kind of cute. Got makeup on, no one says makeup on. Hey, guys, I'll do your makeup.
Where did they get all their instruments?
I assume it's from the kid whose dad has all the stuff.
So this kid's dad just lets him borrow all of his instruments?
I assume so. It's a movie, teacher.
The dad says, here's the guitar, no strings attached. Get it? Fun.
Barry and his dad are walking by, and Barry's dad, oh, what are you guys doing over here? Barry's dad and mom are apparently drug addicts, I think, and they're just washed up. I can't say that.
They're more abusive drunks.
Yes, well, I think the little redhead kid said, Darren said in the movie, they're definitely drug addicts or whatever, but they dedefinitely do seem more like drunks.
I think they just insulted them by calling them drug addicts.
Oh, okay,
because they when Connor meets the girlfriend for the first time, the kid that he's with says that her boyfriend, older boyfriend that she has is also a drug dealer, and he's not.
Yes.
So I think that's just they just call people drug dealer for no reason.
Makes sense. That's how the kid is.
See, I've watched this movie. I did.
I believe you. Yeah, Barry and his dad come by, see the thing. Barry's dad's like, hey, you should be in this too, kid. And Barry's like, yeah, fuck off, Dad. And Dad's like, what? Backhands him. And Barry's like, I can't do anything to your dad. Looks at the guys and just kicks a old microwave or something and walks away like, I'm going to kill you guys later. And then they go back to recording their music video.
Yeah,
and it's just a mess. What's up?
They just record this video in a dirty alley.
Yes.
And this girl...
Yes.
Who I didn't realize was 16 at this point. I thought she was like an older woman.
So did I.
And she comes into this and just decides, hey, I really like that song, so I guess I'll just do this video in this dirty alley with you. And it's not until later that you realize she's just a kid, too. So
yeah.
It made more sense. But in that one scene, I'm like, what is this adult woman doing?
But anyway, they're doing a music video, and it's a mess. They don't know what they're doing. The kids are bumping into the instruments and all that stuff, knocking things over. The black kid's trying to be the limelight and everything. I love that. What's up?
I will say the music video at the end is actually not produced that badly. That's like choreographed wise.
The one they did, this one or the last one?
No, this one where they're running through the alleys and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like,
it's not terrible.
No.
Which is why it's unrealistic, because it wasn't bad for their first video.
Yeah, and the way he was holding it, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Even the first song they did wasn't. Well, this song they did wasn't that bad. Like, the music gets better and better, but even this one was like, this kind of catchy. I like this.
No, the original songs aren't bad at all.
Not at all, in the slightest. It's just cover.
They're definitely products of 80s music.
Yes. So if you like 80s music, you're going to like these music.
More like pop songs. Kind of pop, like even like pop punk even kind of music.
Yeah, well, let's go down the list real quick of some of the artists in it. They have Motorhead, Duran Duran, The Jam.
Wait, what? Motorhead? I didn't even hear any Motorhead.
Neither did I, but apparently it's in the track listing, so I'm looking at it right now. But people you actually hear is Duran Duran, The Cure, Hall & Oates is apparently in this a little bit, Joe Jackson, and some other artists. So yeah, it's just very 80s vibes.
Oh yeah. You know what else is 80s vibes? Sad guitars. You know why guitars are so sad?
Because they're out of tune? I don't know.
Because they're always being picked on.
Whatever. So after this music video, Connor says, hey girl, I can give you a ride. She's like, oh, you got a wheel? It's like, yeah, I got wheels. Bicycle time.
It's pretty bad when the only pun that Marcus laughed at is the horrible dead Beethoven joke. He is a terrible, terrible person.
Connor drops off Rafina at her school, or her housing unit for all girls. And,
she's in an orphanage.
Oh, yeah. So they're about to Connor and Rafina. Well, Connor wants to work up the courage to kiss Rafina because, little school kids and all that. And before he can even muscle it up, her boyfriend pulls up. I don't know if he's got a name. I'm calling him Dave. Nah, I don't like Dave. Let's call him Mustache. He's driving up being all loud and quote-unquote a cool guy from the 80s. He's like, hey, kid, what's up? What's up, my girl? And she's like, oh, hey. And gives Connor a hug and like, see you later, kid. And he just pulls out. Says, nice blouse. And that's it. Connor goes to his bro, and his bro's like, hey, sit down again. That's what they do the thing. They talk. Big bro teaches him how to do music better and all that. This is good music. This is bad. Here's some more albums. Learn stuff. Actually, I think he's saying right now also, he thinks his mom's having an affair, right? His mom is having an affair. And then Connor does some practicing. He brings the music over to the band. They start practicing, and they're getting better at music. And they're much better at music this time. Write a new song for the girl. She listens to it, Rafina. She's crying in her bedroom because it's really good. She's like, this is about me. I touched this kid's heart. Didn't mean to. And then Connor comes in the next day to school wearing makeup and dyed hair. And the principal, I'm going to call him principal because I don't know what else to call him, the headmaster, is like, hey, man, you can't be wearing this. I want to take it off now. Go to the bathroom, take it off. He's like, no, I want to still wear it, headmaster. The headmaster's like, okay, I got you. Pulls into the bathroom, dunks his head into the sink, kind of like drowning, like water torturing Connor, like making him take this stuff off and throws it on the bathroom floor and walks out. The next scene is Rafina and Connor are walking out. They're just having a conversation and blah, blah, blah about life. And they explain more about their family background. After that, we cut to Connor and his family in the room having more fights. And it's the same routine. Big bro talks to little bro, records, music, mom and dad suck, do better than us. So now up to the second music video. This time, the face of the band's more dark, more like emo, more sad. So the band's all dressed in unison, wearing black clothes, are out and like on a pier, and they're singing and dancing and doing the music video. And they wanted to scene where the girl jumps into the water, but they wanted her to fake it. She says, "Nah, guys, I'm going to jump in." So she jumps into the water, catching the main character Connor off guard. Like, "Yo, why'd you do that, girl?" Like, "I can't swim, save me!" So he jumps in and saves her, and it still records to add to the music video, and he saves her. And after he saves her, he gets a nice, good sea save kiss, and he is so happy. She's like, "I like that. Let's do it again." He's like, "Oh, but what about your boyfriend?" She's like, "Yep, you just killed the mood." And he does kill the mood. He's young, he's learning. And then after that, for like somehow the band's doing they're gone, so it's just Connor and Rafina by themselves, drying off. And he's showing her, "Hey, that if you swing your eyes far enough, you can see across this pond and see Britain over there, England." And she's like, "How'd you know?" My grandpa. And so they're walking around, reminiscing, talking Stillborn about family, and on the bus ride home, the band's sitting together, having fun. He's sitting all by himself, like really contemplating. Connor's life's hard, but I still love this girl. And then we cut to the next scene. So we come to the sequence and where Brandon, the older brother, and Connor are sitting on the stairs, looking down at their mom sitting outside the thing, and they're just going over like what she's going through, and like, "Yeah, this time. Mom does this. It's A, B, C, and D." Little bro, critiquing mom's behaviors and acts. Next day, Connor's going to school. Barry confronts him like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you Brandon doing? You guys are just gay wads doing gay wad stuff." So Connor says to Barry, "You only have power to stop things, not create." And it's like, man, that really fluffles Barry's feathers and all that. And it's like, Connor doesn't care. I'll move on. You're nothing to me, man. You're in my world, I'm not in yours.
Did you know that cotton candy was invented by dentists?
There's a disco. There's like I guess a disco, or if you want to call it for them, like their prom, whatever. What's the main character's name? Connor's like pulls us down. "We're doing this shit, band. So let's start practicing." They're practicing new songs for the disco, and their grades are suffering. There's a big test. They're all like, "I don't know any of this shit." Barry's like, "Yeah, off. I'm doing my own thing." The siblings are now at home, and Mom and Dad are having the most intense fight they had yet. And the siblings figured, let's just zone this out. Let's go to Big Bro's room and dance to a CD and just.
So this is the only. So this is the only scene in the movie where they bring the sister involved too.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah, and I really felt bad for the sister in this one. I really sympathized with her.
Why did you?
I don't know. I felt like she was like lonely and left out of everything.
Yeah. Like she's like they didn't hate her, but they didn't. I guess they didn't know. I felt like this movie. I'm not sounding like a feminist or as like this is a sexist movie. It's not a sexist movie at all. I feel they didn't really know how to write the female characters because the sister wasn't. I didn't get most of the females' names till like halfway through the movie. Like even
I didn't even take it as a female thing in this. I think I took it as she's the middle child.
Yeah. And
everybody's just leaving her out of everything. Even the brothers who are really close don't seem to be like bringing her in on everything. I mean, they try and protect her, which is nice, but it's still like she seems separated from everybody else, and I just felt really bad for her.
That's so nice. You have a heart. Wow. But like, I just felt again. That's my main problem with this whole movie. The characters didn't really like get attached to me. Some of like the bros did, because it's a bro movie. But the other ones, like the sister, even Rafina, or like the rest. I want the band to have more personality, and they didn't. And I wanted more of that.
They really don't focus on anybody but the main character.
I know. It's just like a main character. His love interest, his brother. That's pretty much it. Maybe like his best friend, kind of, even if we'll call that his best friend.
Well, not really, because the redhead kid is the one that got him into everything, and then he just kind of takes a sidestep to the guy who can play everything.
Exactly. So I was like, that's like the biggest fault to this movie is like not enough character development, not enough stories, I guess. I mean, I'm glad they didn't overbloat it with just character development, but I would have liked to have something more.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just really felt bad for the sister.
So did I, because she didn't really have a part. Like she's like, "I'm just here, guys. I'm cis. Don't forget me." Oh, okay. So Connor takes Rafina on a little boat date and shows him, like, "Hey, I have this boat. Let's just go out on it." They go to an island. They break down the songs and the song meetings and the families. They talk a lot about their families more. After that, there's a family meeting, and guess what, guys? Mom and Dad are separating because, duh. And the big bro's like, "Yeah, I'm tired of that. I'm going to leave." But they decide they talk to the family, to the kids. It's like, how are we going to separate the kids? How you guys want to do this? And blah, 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 blah. So after the divorce, or the divorce announcement, big bro, little bro are back in the room where they usually have the routine. But this time, actually, is different. Big Bro's going, talking. He's letting his feelings out, but he's not doing it how he should. Like, he doesn't know how to really express his emotions, his feelings. So he's talking to his little son, Connor. It's like, man, A, B, C, and D. This is why I'm going through you, because I failed here, and here. And it's a really good scene. It's very emotional, in my opinion. Like, it was just well done. What do you think?
I think the acting in this movie was pretty spot on. So,
What do you mean?
I think for what they were trying to portray, it was spot on. It was good. I believe these characters were these characters.
Okay, like you don't think it was over the top at all, or like miscast?
I mean, there was some characters in it. Like there's the typical bully, but there's sympathetic parts to him, and it's all believable. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like just all the actors felt like they were. It's the writing for them that was shallow.
Yes.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I totally do. So anyways, they go to the practice. They're filming a music video for the, I guess, I don't know why they're still filming music videos, but whatever. It's just them practicing for the disco. And this is like a weird fantasy sequence of Connor's, like, he wanted this song he's doing to be more reminiscent of Back to the Future. So they're like doing the American 50s dances and all that. And it's just weird, like, it's an imagination of like who's going to be there. Mom and Dad are together. There's his love interest shows up. Priest, the head pastor, is like cool instead of being a dick. This is a happy scene. Brother saves his love interest from a fight.
Why are pianos so hard to open? Because the keys are inside.
But yeah, his girl, he invited Rufina to...
All right. I'll give you an actual fact.
What?
Pringles aren't actually potato chips.
Rufina goes to London with her boyfriend and doesn't leave a message for Connor. So sadness pursues, and it's sad. Woo hoo hoo hoo. But actually, side note, she didn't leave. What? She did leave. She didn't leave.
Rufina left. Yeah.
I mean, she went to go, but like she said, like her boyfriend like didn't know anyone over there. She had no friends, etc.
No. They went to a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Outside of Dublin, on their way to London, so he could sleep with her. And then I don't know if they actually went through with it, but they got into a fight, and then it's when everything was revealed. She actually did leave. They were going to London.
Yeah, but she didn't leave to London, though, I'm saying. Like, she was on her way.
She was on her way, but she did leave. You said she didn't leave, but she did.
But I'm saying she didn't leave as in she didn't fully commit.
Well, she was fully committed, but she found out everything was a lie.
Oh my god, semantics.
But it's true.
But she was fully committed, but she didn't fully commit to the...
I thought you watched this movie.
Oh my god, you suck. Anyways, he says he sees her going back to the orphanage. Like, hey, I thought you left. Nah, bitch, I didn't leave. This just bullshit happens. And she's like, I still like you. He's like, whatever. I gotta go practice for a gig. So he's kind of like done with her, but not really. And he's just still moping around. Like, hey, friend Hayden, let's make a new song. Gotcha, bro. That's what I'm always here for. I'm your rebound, emotional support, song making friend. They do their thing. And for some reason, they go to Barry's house. The whole the redhead Darren and him, like, hey, we need you for this band because you need to have a heel turn. So be our roadie, our roadie, and help us out and get out of this shithole of your parents. Like, okay, and then they go to the gig, and it's like a 20-minute sequence of music, really good music actually. They have a love song. They have a you to the principal song. And it's another energetic song.
They have the gig, and then that's pretty much it.
You never see anyone else again at that point because now Connor's going to do his thing. It's like, hey, Rufina, let's get out of here. Let's just go to London.
Insensitive you are. Insensitive.
So he takes Rufina to his brother. He's like, hey, bro, can you drive us to the pier? The bus ride. Okay, how'd they get there in the first place? Last time, bus ride. Okay, it's late at night. So he needs to ride to the pier. And he takes his brother drives to the pier, him and Rufina to the pier. And so they take the boat and sail to London. And they have their emotional goodbye, Connor and his bro, and it's sad. And they start sailing and they sail to the sunset. They almost run into a boat, but it's not important. And
that's a big action scene of this movie.
Yeah, it was so dumb. Like, why is that even there?
Because they needed a big action scene.
They needed a big action scene. Like, we need a CGI budget and we need to kill it on something. Boat. Okay. Whatever. And yeah, just ends on them going across the ocean, the pond.
Yeah, it ends on a cliffhanger.
In my head, they sank and drowned. And that's Sing Street, people. So what you think, TJ?
You first. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this in the beginning. So, Marcus, why did you pick Sing Street?
I was not expecting a serious question, so I didn't have an answer prompt for you.
I meant to do this in the very beginning as like a prelude to the episode, but I forgot. I got distracted. So
because my singing serenaded you. You're like, oh, Marcus is singing to me and the audience. So why did Marcus pick Sing Street?
Yeah, why did you pick this movie? Why this movie? What drew you to want to review this movie?
Well, I have a method to this madness, and here's a few things. I have a big list of movies I'm trying to get all watched through, and I'm so lazy and unmotivated to do so. And this podcast is gonna help me get through most of these movies. So I figured let me pick a newer movie off the playlist, off my movie list, and that I would probably enjoy. And that's not too pedantic, too what'd you say earlier? What's that word? I'm losing the word. Pretentious. It's just not not too much of a film student movie, and it should be enjoyable for me, you, and the audience. And since we're starting our movie list from the comic book movies from older to newer, I'm going to try to do this list from somewhat newer to older movies. So once we start doing the Avenger movies, I'll be reviewing more black and white films probably. So for this one, I just chose Sing Street because it sounds like a fun, it was hyped up. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Why?
Did you like it?
Did I like it? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be just too overhyped and it's just not a good movie because most of the movies don't age well.
Right.
And it pretty much did. Like I said, my biggest gripe with this, the characters aren't really. I want more from the characters from what it was because it's kind of like a coming to age movie. So and I like coming to age movies and kids finding their way. And it really wasn't really that, but the music was good. That was great. The story, it was 1:46, so it wasn't a long movie, so it got to A, B, C, and D quickly enough.
I will say an hour in, I looked at the time, and I was like, man, I still got 45 minutes left in this.
Really? For me, I never once, maybe because I've never seen this movie before, I never once looked at the time. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Want me to get my rating yet, or no?
Yes.
It might sound like a low rating, but I give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, how about you?
I agree.
You agree?
7 out of 10.
Why?
I actually like the movie.
Yeah?
I played it up like I did, and I just didn't. It doesn't feel like it doesn't fit the structure of how we review this show. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of movie that really holds up to a beat by beat comparison like we normally do. Because in a superhero movie, you got an action scene that you can tear apart, followed by this. This is just a character piece essentially.
Yes.
So it's hard to, it doesn't come off as good as it should be in the review, you know what I mean? Because now we're picking it apart piece by piece, and it's really reviewing its flaws, and the movie's charming enough that you won't see that or feel it when you're watching it.
Charming. That's it really is charming. I can't say it's a feel good movie because I didn't have the feel goods, I guess, but it is a good movie. It's uplifting.
I like the brotherly aspect of it. It hit a soft spot for me there, and I thought the love story was okay too. It wasn't. Yeah. I like that everybody was damaged in some way, and it wasn't no one was perfect. And I mean, it's a little irresponsible to let this kid run off to London, but I get what they were going for, and I get why the brother would do it because he couldn't do it because he won't do it.
Yes, and I love that. The ending to me is really it's a sweet ending.
I'm an older brother. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm the eldest I'm the eldest, so I get that expression of sacrificing to make sure someone else gets to go through.
Yes,
it touched me on a level that I wasn't expecting.
Now, all week, he kept saying, this is a Disney movie. The poster looks like a Disney movie. You're going to be watching a Disney-style channel movie. How would it compare to a Disney movie to you, then?
It's not it's just a coming-of-age story. I just kept it up because I knew it bothered you.
Goddamn right. It did bother me, too. I was so worried.
All right. Well, anyway.
But you gave it a 7 out of 10 as well?
Yes.
I'm glad. Yeah.
I liked it enough. And, I didn't hate it. It did feel a little long.
Okay.
But
then again, you don't like watching movies for a reason, so.
Yeah. There's a reason why I don't do movies.
Yeah. Is this our first review we actually came on the same note with?
Probably.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, Napoleon was once attacked by 1,000 rabbits. Bye, idiots.
That's bullshit. There's no way 1,000 rabbits.